driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. So the first thing I need all of you to do is set a plan and action to learn how to drive. The biggest thing, adults, if you're over 18, you need to go to Secretary of State. You need to take a test that has 25 or 30 questions. In this test, you will learn about right-of-way, four-way stops, how to merge on the expressway, road signs, and pavement markings. Once you get a passing score, you will have a temporary permit. It's called a TIP, a temporary instruction permit. When you get this temporary instruction permit, you'll be able to drive with someone over 21. This could be your uncle, like me. This could be your auntie, your mother, your father. You're going to drive for at least 30 days. You're going to be working on making right turns, turning hand over hand in, turning hand over hand out. You're going to learn how to make right turns and check traffic. You look to the left, you look right, and then you come up and make a right turn. Then you're going to practice making left turns. They are a little bit more challenging. You got to go up to the middle of the intersection, yield for traffic. A lot of adults, a lot of beginners panic when making left turns, but you don't have to panic. You need to look at my videos because I'm going to show you what to do. When you're making a left turn, turn into the nearest lane. I'll say it again. When you're making your left turn into the nearest lane. If it's by the double yellow, then there's one lane, it's by the double yellow. If it's a triple left turn, if you're in the middle lane, you turn into the middle lane. Next, let's talk about driving in neighborhoods. You want to be at about 25 miles an hour. I would drive about 20. You want to reduce your speed. You want to look for kids on the left, kids on the right. Watch for people backing up out of their driveways, not using blinkers. A lot of people get careless in neighborhoods. What do I mean by careless? They're going too fast. They're not paying attention. They're trying to get home to eat. Us as drivers, me as your instructor, you've got to be extra careful in neighborhoods. People get very reckless and they get very dangerous. 25 miles or less away from home, people are not wearing seatbelts, they're not using blinkers, and you have to be extremely careful. Let's talk about school zones. A lot of you may be taking your niece and nephew to school. People in school zones drive very fast. There are a lot of younger drivers trying to get to school, trying to get home. After school is over, they have a job that starts at 3:30, 3:15. They're pushing that gas, getting out of that parking lot, trying to get where they're going. What we need to do as an adult learning how to drive, maybe not drive at that 2:30 to 4:30 time period. Usually very dangerous. You got a lot of young drivers out there who are more apt to run yellow lights, more apt to run red lights. So we as an adult avoid those time periods. 5:30 to 7:30 is a pretty good time to drive. A 10 to 12 is a pretty good time to drive. You have most of the morning traffic going downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. So now you can focus on really just relaxing to drive. It's really important. Driving hacks. The hack I'd like to see you do is getting to a parking lot and drive around the light poles. No, you're not a pole dancer. You are an adult learning how to drive. That's different than a kid. You might have to get the kids off to school. Then you're going to call me and say, hey, can you pick me up? Can we work on steering? So I would take you up to a school parking lot. I would take you up to an office parking lot where we're driving around poles doing figure eights in, figure eight out. So you learn how to have good steering control. Next, master merging safely. What does this mean? You got to get your speed up on the ramp to get on the expressway. A lot of beginners go 20 or 30 on the expressway. Too slow. You've got to push that gas. You got to get up to at least 50 and accelerate out to the first lane. A lot of adults panic and they go 25 or 30. Do yourself a favor. Look at my video so I can help you. Pick up your speed and go. Next, fearless driving starts with confidence. My videos teach you confidence. You can't teach someone who has fear or anxiety. And a lot of you leave comments, and after this, I'm getting a lot of comments. You have to teach someone with support. You have to teach someone with caring. I am a state certified driving instructor. I understand the goal and the struggle teaching adults how to drive. You want to get out there and learn how to drive. You are a little bit embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed because I will help you get to the Secretary of State, get your TIP. I can wait for you outside. I can help you prepare for the test. So my videos do test prep, and I'm going to put some more videos out. We do test prep. We do permit test prep. We do road test prep. So you're going to see a lot more videos coming out, so you need to be watching. Next, avoid these rookie mistakes. A rookie mistake is going out during rush hour. Don't do it to yourself. You're going to be driving really slow. You're not going to have a student driver sign on your car. And frankly, we don't need to put that on because you're going to feel embarrassed. So what I need you to do is drive at the speed limit. But because you are a beginner, you're going to drive slow. And what's going to happen is you're going to trigger road rage. The biggest thing that I see with teaching adults, they drive too slow. If the speed limit is 50, you need to be at 50. If the speed limit is 40, you need to be at 40. Take my advice, get up to your speed limit, and just focus on keeping the car straight. Next, master parallel parking. No matter where you are in the United States, you have to learn how to parallel park. You've got to line your car up. You've got to reverse back, turn your wheel all the way to the right, back in at that 45 angle. You want to be 12 inches or less, 12 inches. If you're too close to the curb, you're going to get a ticket. If you're too far away, you're going to get a ticket. Downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Washington, D.C. Sorry, Detroit Lions. Also with Washington did two things. They shut down TikTok and they shut down the Detroit Lions. It's true. But you need to know how to parallel park. You need to know how to stall park. You need to know how to angle park. And because I'm a thorough instructor, I'm going to take you through how do you turn your wheel, how do you reverse into a parallel park spot, how do you reverse into a driveway. You have to know how to park. Next, blinker rules you should know. You want to turn your blinker on 100 feet or a half a block. 6 cars, 8 cars. If you have your blinker on too early, you're going to confuse other drivers and you're going to get marked down on your road test. If you have your blinker on too late, you're going to get rear-ended or honked at by other drivers. When you see my tutorials, I'm a state certified driving instructor. It's in-car video. It's in-car training. You're going to get more value because I'm going to take my time and explain what you are doing. Next, how do you conquer driving anxiety? You, as a driver, need to be aware of other cars. Gradual exposure. And in my videos, I take the time to walk you through the process. You cannot just simply go out into a car and drive. People are mean, not caring. They expect you to speed. It's gradual exposure. I'm starting you in a school parking lot. I'm starting you in your neighborhood where you feel comfortable. What are we doing? We're showing you how to adjust your seat, how to frame your mirror. You want to frame the rear mirror in the back window. How do you adjust your passenger mirror? How do you adjust your driver mirror? You should be about 12 inches to 14 inches away from the curb. You should be 12 to 14 inches away from the steering wheel. If you're too close to the steering wheel, you're going to have an airbag come out and blow your thumbs off and hit you in the face. Next, safe lane changes. It's mirror, turn signal, blind spot. If I'm making a lane change to the left, it's your inside mirror, it's your turn signal, and look over your shoulder. If you don't master this, you're going to lose points on your road test. Every state is different. I'm in the Midwest. It's 24 points. After 24 points, automatic failure. In other states, it could be 12. It could be 15. You need to know how many points you have before failure. And if you need me to go over this, I'll go over every single state. but you need to let me know this. Next, top tips for smooth turning. Go in slow to your turn. You want to go in under 20 miles an hour. Beginners go 25, 30. And what happens is you're going to make a really wide turn and go in the left lane and scare your mom or dad. Or you're going to make a short turn and go over the curb and hit a sign. I've had adults do this many times. I've had teens do this many times. Go slow in your turns. Take your time. T-I-M-E. Be patient. And if you're patient, you're going to learn to get in a rhythm. This is why we drive around the neighborhood. You're going to make 12 right turns. Hand over hand in, hand over hand out. You're going to make 12 left turns. Hand over hand in, hand over hand out. I need to see you master this. I want you, not me, it's about you. I want you to feel comfortable. Next, understanding traffic lights for beginners. We're not going to run yellow lights because that will cause you to have failure. That'll make you feel comfortable, and you're going to end up getting a ticket and crashing. Drive at the speed limit. Two things. If you drive too fast, you're going to run lights and rear end someone. If you drive too slow, you're going to have to do two things. One hand driving is allowed, but I would use both hands. If you have two hands, you should have two hands on the steering wheel. You might get marked down if you have one hand and make a short, sharp turn, but if you have two hands, you should have both hands on the steering wheel. I've driven students with one arm. I've driven students that have very limited vision. I've driven students with extreme anxiety and depression. Everyone is a little bit different. You're going to have to look at my videos and analyze how I'm teaching adults and teens. Good question. Let's keep going. Next, blind spots, staying accident free. Again, there are 4 blind spots. There's one on the left. There's one on the right. There's one in front of us, and there's one behind us. You as a driver have to look over your shoulder. If you're making a lane change to the left, mirror, turn signal, look over your shoulder. If you understeer, it could be a minor. So this is why you want to have both hands. That is correct. Good job. Next, rules for navigating three-way stops. The first car to get there is the first car to stop. I'm going through the whole complete examination, and you need to listen and you need to ask questions because you're getting value right now. So three-way stops. The first car there, if I'm the first car there, no one else is here, I look left, right, left, I go. If 2 cars come together, one on the left, one on the right, the car on the right has the right of way. If the car is to your left, you have the right of way. A lot of beginners mix that up. This is a very easy way to fail your road test. Pause. If you're not sure, wave the person by. Let them go. Let's keep going. Overcoming common new driver challenges. Getting out to get your permit. Getting out to get a coach. Getting out to the DMV and the Secretary of State. The longer you wait, you're 19, you're 23, you're 26, you're 29, you're 30. I have a lady who's contacted me. She is 32 years old. Hey, I saw your video. Can you teach me to drive? I said yes. But she has got to go to Secretary of State and get her TIP. A TIP is a temporary instruction permit. You need to look that up in the state you are from. I have 5 people on. What state are all of you from? I'm from the Midwest. Next, secrets to passing driving test. Have good speed control. Know the rules of the right of way. Turn in the nearest lane. Do not have an at-fault accident. Don't run yellow lights or red lights. Have a complete stop at a stop sign. Have good speed control. Don't speed. What state are you guys from? Next, turn signals, road safety basics. You turn your blinker 100 feet, 1, 0, 0. You turn on your blinker 100 feet or half a block. This lets other drivers know, hey, this driver's slowing down. Hey, I need to cover my brake. Have on your blinker shows that you are making a maneuver, either a lane change, or you're making a right turn, or you're merging out. That blinker lets people know that I have to make a directional lane change. Use your blinker. Next, speed control made easy. You have to push the gas pedal and hold it. A lot of beginners just push too hard and the car goes really fast, really slow, really fast, really slow. I need you to practice your speed control. You can do this while straight driving. You can do this while on the expressway. You can do this in a downtown area. You can do this in your neighborhood. Practice speed control. And speed control is one of the hardest things. Can you do your test with a car that has steering? The answer is yes. It sounds like you're in the UK. Now in the UK, they have steering wheels that are on the left. I'm in the United States. In the UK, they have steering wheels that are on the right. I'm in the United States. Our steering wheels are on the left. You need to check with your local instructor to make sure. That's a very good question. Let's continue. Yes, in the UK, I would call the office to make sure. Good question. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. Tips for young drivers. You got to drive with your parent. You got to drive with your mom. You got to drive with your dad. You have to get comfortable driving in the neighborhood. The UK test is no different than the American test. You have a manual, we have automatics. You're driving on the left, we're driving on the right. It all is the same. We have road signs, we have stop signs, we have junctions, we have three-point turnarounds, we have roundabouts. When you look at my videos, it's the same thing. I might not have an accent, but we still talk about fundamentals. You're still learning how to have your hands on the wheel. In America, 90% of our cars are automatics. In the UK, probably opposite, but you need to know how to drive an automatic. You need to know how to drive a manual. Next, gas station etiquette. You need to look at your dashboard. Some gas tank doors are on the driver's side, which I'm pointing to. This is my driver's side. Some are on the passenger side. You need to look at your dashboard and find what is the highest speed in a motorway. It depends on the area. In our part of the country, some motorways are 45, some are 55. You have to find that speed limit sign and look for it. So part of it is awareness. Some of my motorways are 45, some are 50, some are 55. Where I am right now, our motorway speed is 45 miles an hour. So once you learn to look for the sign, you can match your speed. So that's a great question. Love it. Keep asking those questions. So gas station etiquette, you should pull up to the last pump. You're going to want to block 2 pumps behind you. You should shut off your car. Take the key with you. Make sure it's in park. If you have a manual, you find the shifter, you pull up your park brake, you shut your car down. Okay? If you're in an automatic, you put it in park, you turn the key to you shut your car off, you put the key in your pocket, you take it out, shut your car off, don't leave your car running. Next, what driving instructors won't tell you. Your driving instructor won't tell you that you should be understanding. Do you need to indicate a second? Yes. So here in the United States, I want to go with the United States. If you're going into a roundabout and you're making a right, you should turn on your right turn signal just before you enter. If you're going into a roundabout and you're making a left, you want to turn your blinker just before you enter. This lets people know. This lets other cars know. I would do some research on the roundabouts in the UK, but the rules are basically the same. You're going under UK international rules. I'm going on the United States rules. They are slightly different. But the biggest thing is signal your intention. Okay, if you're going straight through, you do not need a blinker. If you're making right, turn on your right turn signal. If you make a left, turn on your left turn signal. Love the questions. Driver instructors won't tell you that you need to study and prep for the road test. You're in a comprehensive class. I teach driver's ed, the knowledge, the road test. getting teens and adults ready to take the test, you've got to study. Whatever training materials your instructor gives you or the driving company gives you, you need to study. If you need me to put together a driving packet, to put together a stand store where you can order, let me know. I will do that for you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's continue. Driving anxiety. How do you conquer your fears? Gradual exposure. You have a coach with you. You have your bestie. You have your mom. You have your dad. Whoever's in the front with you is your co-pilot. Whoever's in the back, don't really listen to them, because your mom may say go straight, your dad may say go left, you panic and stop. Typically, when I'm finding, I'm being honest, moms, dads tend to be better coaches. They have a good sense of humor, they relax. Moms tend to get all nervous, grab the handle. But guys and ladies who are watching, find a coach that you feel comfortable. If it's your mom, have her drive. If it's your dad, have him drive. If it's your uncle, have me drive. If it's your auntie, whoever you feel comfortable with, you got to remember it's about you. It's not about me. Fearless driving starts with practice. You got to practice in your neighborhood. You got to practice in the parking lot. You have to practice pulling out from your residential onto the main thoroughfare. If you are scared to use, I'm coming to US next month, so can I use my UK? The answer is no. If you're planning to visit, you're okay. But if you're planning to stay for an extended period of time, you're going to have to get an American license, okay? I have a resident who lives in the Midwest. He went back down to Texas. If he can use this American driver's license in America, but if you are a UK resident coming to the United States, if you plan on staying here, you're going to have to get an American license in the state that you reside in. How to beat driving anxiety? Practice, get out there, gradual exposure, have a positive coach, have someone who is willing to help you. Turn fear into driving confidence. Tailgating, common mistake. Not using the blinker, common mistake. Slamming the brakes, or not having good clutch control, common mistake. Not looking left and right and turning in front of cars, pulling out in front of cars. You need to be looking at my videos, and you need to be subscribing to really understand the type of content I'm putting out. Next, small steps toward confidence. Start in your neighborhood. Make right turns, make left turns. Practice backing in your driveway. Once you feel comfortable, start going in a 4 to 6 block radius. Pulling out onto the street, getting up. Next street, make your right turn. Go down 2 blocks, come back up. Practice working in a grid system where you're making right turns. Is your instructor allowed to stay in with you during the driving test? When you have when you have your driving test, the answer is no. You're going to have a road tester in the passenger seat. They're going to have a clipboard like me. They have a prescribed route that you're going to go on. Where every single state, they have road testers, and they have a route that has to be submitted to the state. And then they're going to tell you the route is about 5 right turns, 5 left turns, merging on expressway, getting off, residential, industrial, lane changes, right turns, left turns, defensive driving. They will ask you some other questions that I can't cover live. I'll be putting it into my newsletter that you're going to be getting very soon. Next, why driving fear isn't forever. Okay. Why? Thank you. Why driving fear isn't forever. You do have to go out and drive. And you will only get better over time. There's no promises, but once you get out and drive, and consistently, you can't just do it once a week. Twice a week is good. 3 times a week is good. Next, managing driving anxiety on the road. Stay in the right lane. Keep your speed up. Don't drive under speed. Don't drive too slow. Signal early. Thank you for the thumbs up. Driving fear. Mastering calm techniques. Turn on the radio. Chill, relax. Go on routes that make you feel comfortable. Go to your high school. Come back home. Go to your first job. Come back home. Go to a boyfriend's or girlfriend's house. Come back home. Don't stalk them, but go to places that make you feel comfortable. So you're thinking about, okay, I used to work here. Okay, I'm going to pull into the driveway. I'm going to back into a parking spot. I'm going to pull out of a parking spot. Conquering roundabouts. Let's talk about those. They can be scary. What I see is for beginner drivers, adults, and teens, they go in too fast. The speed limit is 15. You're going 30. You're going to lose control and hit the curb. That's a minus. That's failure. Go in about 15, yield, and look. If you're going to the right, turn on your right turn signal. If you're going to the left, just before you get in, turn on left turn signal. Look, yield to traffic already in the roundabout. I hope this helps you today. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Several things have happened, and they all connect to Washington. Number one, the Detroit Lions lost to the Washington Commanders. And TikTok got banned. So this means more of you are going to be coming to my channel, Driving with Myles. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach adults and teens. Look at this content, learn from it. I'll be going live later. Have a great day. Bye.